start with your captain. 1.5 times the salary, the price, but you're going to get 1.5 times the points. Gare Bear, what do you think?
Yeah, this is a tough spot. I personally think this is going to be a really low-scoring game that would lead you to want to use one of the two pitchers in the captain spot. Obviously, Max Scherzer has a lot more strikeout upside than Adam Wainwright. The matchup is a little bit easier for Max Scherzer, but it's going to cost a lot of money to captain Max Scherzer. A lot of people are going to captain Max Scherzer. So, look, I'm not above it. I'll probably have several lineups where Max Scherzer is captained. You look at what he's been able to do all season long as a member of the Dodgers, what he's been able to do specifically against this Cardinals lineup. He's thrown 14 scoreless innings against the Cardinals in 2021. His last start against St. Louis, which was exactly 1 month ago today, his FIP in that game was negative 0.08 because he had 13 strikeouts across 8 scoreless innings. So Scherzer is obviously viable in the captain spot, but I will say this is one of those rare showdown slates where I really want to see a lineup come out. I mean, generally speaking, we know what the Cardinals batting order is going to look like today. With Max Muncy not playing, Dave Roberts essentially listed off half the roster when talking about who could play first base tonight for the Dodgers. If it turns out someone like Matt Beatty is playing first base and possibly hitting 6th or even 7th in this lineup, I think he has to be someone you seriously consider for the captain spot as well, especially if you're buying into the narrative that I am, that this is going to be a low-scoring game. Because if you want to put both of these pitchers into the same lineup, you are going to need to save some serious money at that captain spot. So I think there's a lot of ways to go here. Scherzer, obviously the best play, but will also be the most popular play.
Yeah, and Matt, let's not forget here, after that amazing win streak by the Cardinals ended, they did kind of fall back down to earth, dropping 3 of their last 5.
Yeah, that was inevitable, I think. Like, I'm not buying the Cardinals as that good of a team. For this game, I feel like Garion and I are on the same page for part of the analysis and then pretty divergent for the other part. So I do think Max Scherzer easily has the highest upside of any player. I think he should have a lot of strikeouts, but I do think runs could be somewhat high here. I don't really buy Wainwright as an elite starting pitcher. His ERA has been ahead of his peripherals for 2 seasons now. He's probably good, but not great. And Scherzer struggled pretty badly in his last 2 starts. I don't know how much to read into that. But what we do know about Max Scherzer is he has plenty of games where he gets a lot of strikeouts and also gives up some home runs. He's not a guy who really generates any ground balls. The Cardinals have some power. So for the captain spot, I think the ultimate deciding factor is that if 50% of the lineups have Scherzer up there, I just don't think you can do it. That doesn't mean you fade him outright, but I think you do need to go to a hitter instead. And there are a few captains who I think no one's going to play. And to me, the guy that stands out the most is Tyler O'Neill. He's the guy in the Cardinals lineup who has by far the most power. Scherzer is vulnerable to the home run. I certainly think O'Neill could go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts against him, but I also think a 2 home run game is well within possibility also. And because I'd be surprised if even 1% of the lineups in the field have him at captain. And he could be the hitter in this game with the most power across the board because, like Garion said, Max Muncy is out. So this might be the best home run hitter on either team for tonight. And I just think no one's playing him because he's got Scherzer on the other side and he's expensive. So I think that's my pick as the super contrarian off the board guy.